We're back here to the Neil Haley Show on the Total Celebrity segment. I'm excited to welcome the program director Florian Zeller of The Father. How are you, Florian?
I'm fine. Thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great. Let's kind of just jump into this. I screened this movie and I was absolutely blown away. Tell me how this project started for you. Because I mean, in a lot of ways, I don't want to give away things in this film. Because it surprised the heck out of me at the end. So I just really want to talk about how you directed this to make this vision come alive in so many ways, because it's so brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neil. The thing is that The Father was first a play. I'm French, as you can hear. And it was first a French play and called The Father. And it was about a man losing his bearings. And at the very beginning, I used my personal story, probably, but I knew that so many people, everyone has a father, and everyone could be related to this fear or to this, dilemma when you have to to help someone who is losing his bearings. So it was about sharing emotions. And when the play was on stage, I realized that there was something cathartic about precisely sharing those emotions. People were waiting for us after every performance to tell their own story. And this is when I really decided to make a film based on that play.
I mean, that's really interesting. So you decided to make that film, and not always a director takes that role, right? That's different, isn't it?
Yes, but I had this conviction and this desire to do this, to share this with people. And because, I think that art is done for that, to make you feel or to make you remember that you are part of something larger than yourself. And I wanted to share those emotions. But when I started to write the script, I had Anthony Hopkins in mind. It was like an obsession, because I had this conviction that he would be extraordinary in this part. So I tried to write the script. I was aware that it was not an easy dream to fulfill, but until someone comes and proves you that it is not possible, it means that potentially it is. So I just wrote it and sent the script to Anthony. And one day I received a call from his agent letting me know that he wanted to meet with me. And I took a plane to Los Angeles to have breakfast with him. This is how it started.
Because the vision's so amazing. And as I said, I don't want to ever give anything away from this situation, but why Anthony Hopkins? Why was he so perfect? Why did you envision him to play this role?
For many reasons. The first one is because he's my favorite actor. And I think he's the greatest living actor. But also because, we know him through all his role as this man, very intelligent, always in control of the situation. And I thought that it would be a disturbing process and an interesting process to see that man precisely losing the control, because it's about someone who is powerful and losing everything, including his power and his bearings on reality. And so I thought that it would be, this experience, as I have the feeling that he has always been around, on screen since I'm a child. We feel he is familiar to all of us. And I thought that to see that man becoming step by step someone else.
Oh, yes.
That would connect us to this very personal and intimate experience when you are with someone you do love, someone you do know, and to see this person becoming someone else.
Yeah, become someone else. And then it kind of reminds you, and I think you're a fan of Silence of the Lambs, and how Anthony was able to take that character in the film in so many different ways, where he was acting so different. And The Father takes us through that journey of the father as just any grandfather you would know, right? Or dad that was going through, getting old, to the point where we saw him progress to this just fever pitch so quickly of where he became, right?
Yes. And also, what I wanted, what matters to me is to, in a way, to put the audience in a unique position, as if you were going through a labyrinth.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't want The Father to be just a story. I wanted The Father to be like an experience of what it could mean to lose your own bearing. Also, as a viewer, it's in a way to experience this journey from the inside. I didn't want to tell it from the outside, in order to have more compassion for this painful process and to try to understand it from the inside, you know.
And you get surprised so much, which I don't want to give away, but in the play, the same thing. People were surprised based on it, the French play.
Yeah, but what I didn't want to do is just to film a play. I think that's not interesting enough. What I wanted to do is to make a film and to do what the cinema can do, what only the cinema can do. And I wanted that experience to be immersive. And thanks to the cinema, thanks to the language of cinema, you can create like a very immersive experience of losing everything, including, you know, the awareness of your own identity. This is what I wanted to try to make people experience through that film. But it's not.
Yeah, and I think you're proud of it. You're proud of the final product, aren't you, Florian?
I'm very grateful because this is exactly the film I wanted to make. And I had the possibility to do it thanks to many people, but thanks to Anthony Hopkins and thanks to Olivia Colman, because they really left me the opportunity and the room to do what I have in my vision. They were so generous to me and so humble in a way. They were not here to serve themselves, but to serve something larger, the story and the emotions I wanted to explore.
So were you a director before? This is the first time as a director, so this is really different, right?
Yeah, it's the first time as a director, for a movie director, filmmaker. But I come from theater, so it was the continuation of something I knew, but it was also going into the unknown. And I really appreciate that, you know, to jump into the unknown and to follow your instinct and your desire.
Filmmakers usually aren't the directors. That's why I kept bringing up the whole thing. You have to see the vision yourself, that you vision something. You had to create the vision, find the cast, all that. That's a pretty challenging thing.
Yes, but it's also a very exciting thing. And in the end, it was the most joyful and intense experience of my life.
How did Anthony feel after it was finally done and got to see it?
I mean, he was so generous during the journey, the filming, even though sometimes it was almost painful because, you know, I wanted that experience to be as truthful as possible. And for him, the challenge was not to do what he's known for, but to do something else, to explore a very emotional territory, you know, to go to this very fragile and vulnerable place. So it was, in a way, for him to accept to be connected to his own fears and to his own feeling of mortality, in a way. So it was like an extraordinary but also painful process together. And then when it was finished, I think he was really grateful, as I am grateful to him.
The other thing, Florian, that blows me away of this whole film is the fact that you want more after it ends. Was that a plan of yours? You wanted to know more? Wanted to know more of what happened after it ended. Like, darn it, I'd like to know more what's next, what happens.
Yeah, but you know, the silence after a film,
yes,
is still part of the film.
It's powerful. For sure. So it's awesome. Again, I was saying what was awesome is, again, it's in theaters today. Again, so it comes out on the 25th. February or 26th, right? Today's February 26th. It's available everywhere. Where's it available, Florian, that day?
We start in New York and San Francisco and Los Angeles, and then everywhere in the country. I mean, not everywhere, but where it is possible. You know, step by step. It's true that it's a strange year to have a film to be released. But I profoundly believe that we all need to share those experiences together. What I really love about going into a real theater is that, you know, you share a room and you share a space and a time with people you do not know. They are like strangers to you. But then you experience emotions together and you realize that they are not strangers anymore. And art is here to make you remember that strangers means nothing.
All right. So best place we can find information on the film. Where can we go, Florian?
Yeah.
Where can we find information on the film and stuff, Florian? Where's the best place to find it?
I think on the internet, you know, and
Google it, and find it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's okay. No, but I appreciate you stopping by, Florian. Brilliant job, excellent. I know we're going to hear so much more about this film later on, but I appreciate you coming by for sure to the Neil Haley Show.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. Okay. You're listening and watching to the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.